What's up, everybody? Welcome to the SGTV Conversations Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Hutchison, and with me, as always, our other co-host, Luke Baker. Say what's up, Luke.
Hello.
Luke's been sick all week. He
Luke,
sounds like crap.
That wasn't what's up. He told you to say what's up. Now
Yeah.
say it.
What is up?
All right, and with us this week, as you heard a second ago, our returning guest, Michael Duggan.
Hello.
Say what's up.
What's up?
And with us this week, a new person to come on to the SGTV Conversations Podcast, a member of 1080C, and also an actor in Maymester, John Manigo.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, what's up, John? And our lovely, our talented sound guy, engineer, John Dowdy. Say
Yo, what's up?
Ow, ow! All right, cool.
So people who are listening can't see this, but we're like a mic short today, or we have an extra person, really. So
Yeah.
I'm like swinging my mic stand around to John whenever he talks, and undoubtedly at some point I'm going to hit him in the face.
Awesome.
And you guys are going to hear that.
And we're going to laugh.
Yeah.
All right, so the first thing that I'm going to... Luke showed up for the podcast like 40 minutes late today, so I've just decided to take over hosting duties. So we're going to talk about whatever the heck I want to talk about, which is nuts because I didn't plan nothing. But... number one thing I want to talk about today. So I have an Android phone, unlike most people out there have iPhones.
Shout-outs to Android.
Shout-outs to Android. I have what is called an LG G3. It is awesome. Screen is massive. But I found out last night that you can download Game Boys onto your phone, and I've been playing Pokemon all day, and it's the greatest thing
Jake,
ever.
Welcome to 2009.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I am so happy
That is
about
literally
this.
the first thing I did when I got
I didn't even know that you could do that. Nobody's
yeah.
ever told me.
Yeah, it's
This
great.
is the greatest thing ever. Like, I am currently playing Pokemon Yellow. I have my Pikachu following me around. Life is really good right now.
I beat Pokemon Red back in like the summer I got a smartphone, like 2012.
Well, guess what? I didn't know that because I'm old. And I didn't... Well, the thing is, I'm a little behind. I'm still playing catch-up on technology because I graduated high school, had never had my own computer.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a computer until I came to college. And for those of you who don't know, I took a big gap between high school and college. So I didn't even have computer access for like 7 years.
Yo, public library, man.
Well, I mean, but I didn't have my own like computer for like 7 years. So like, this is the whole world is just like it's like spun up on its head. Yeah, and I never thought in a million years I would be able to play Pokemon on my phone for the low price of nothing, which is kind of spectacular. I think that might be illegal too, but whatever.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fun to do, and it's pretty spectacular. So I just wanted to bring that up. And does anyone else play Pokemon on their phone?
I'm just gonna say a general rule of thumb: anything that's really free and like seems way too cool to be free is most likely illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, cool. Well, they're not gonna come like take me to jail.
But yeah, I'm a longtime Pokemon veteran. Back in
Which,
the first grade.
Which
You
Pokemon?
have the booklets? Like I had.
Oh, I had a
book.
binder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I traded. I had a huge. Me and my brother both had a huge collection of like sports cards, like football, like baseball cards and stuff. And I traded him all. I had a huge binder of tons of like really good baseball cards, and I traded them to him for all his Pokemon cards once he was like too old to like care about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like later on, I was like, man, that's the worst decision ever because those are gonna be worth a lot of money one day. And now we're in 2015, and nobody cares about baseball cards anymore. So we're both fine.
yeah. Neither one of you got screwed. I also watched. I used to. I want to ask everyone, what is y'all's favorite version of Pokemon? Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, Sapphire, fucking whatever. Does anybody have one? I know I have mine.
I'm gonna go Silver.
Really?
Because Silver, like I played Red and Silver, and then
played Silver.
and then I went back and played like Sapphire, and I think I started to play like Diamond or something like that, but I didn't like it. So I haven't kept up like through the generations, but Silver was just cool because like I played Red when I was really little, and then I got Silver, and I was like, oh, it's all this new stuff, and then you could go back and do like the gym leader fights back, the ones from Red, and I was like, this is the best of everything.
Yeah, because I watched. I just actually watched the Honest trailer. Because I had gotten Pokemon Yellow because that's the one I played when I was younger, so I was like, ooh, nostalgia, let's play that. And then I just watched the Honest trailer for Pokemon Gold and Silver, and I was like, maybe I should hop on that.
Oh, it's so good.
The only problem is I'd have to learn the new, 150, and...
So you've only played the original?
I've only played the original.
Yeah.
If you are not one of the 151st original Pokemon, get that weak sauce out of here.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want
like,
none of that.
there's like, what, 650 or something by now.
How are kids supposed to remember all this and go to school?
No, well, that's the thing. They just don't remember anything in school, and they just
Oh.
remember all of the Pokemon.
Because I knew every one of them. I still remember like all the 150, but like, or 151. Sorry, Mew came in.
I remember mine was, I really like Sapphire, but I think I got Blue first. But it was like one where you could mod them with the, what was it called, the shark thing, or
The Game Shark?
The Game Shark, yes. So like I would have this blob that would be like, 25.
blob?
Yeah, that's what it was called. It was a Pokemon, but it would just kill everybody in one hit.
Yeah, it was BS. It was
I don't know,
like
but-
it was so glitchy. It just
Yeah.
like a glitchy blob of nonsense.
Oh, that's the Missing No. Missing No, yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that. You go up and down on Cinnabar Island until you get the Missing No, and then whatever was in your 6th slot, you'd get 99 up. So you get 99 rare candies, and then just level up your Pokemon. Pokemon hacks from 2001.
Boom. Yeah,
Have you ever seen Pokemon Origins?
No.
What is that?
It's like so the Pokemon anime, like the TV show, was kind of loosely based on the video game, but it has a different character name and stuff,
Oh.
and like different stuff happens. So Pokemon Origins is a 4-part anime that they did that directly follows the story of Pokemon Red. Like the character's name is Red. You get like the same Pokemon he had. And
Is it good?
yeah, it's really good.
Is it really?
It's really awesome. They have it's on
Did they dub it in English?
yeah, it's in the English dub. It's on like Amazon Prime, and I think it was on Netflix. I don't know.
But it is kind of a weird crossover because Amy Adams plays one of the villains in season 1 of Smallville, and now she's
what?
Lois Lane.
I didn't know that.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was back before Amy Adams was famous. She plays this girl that like eats deer whole and stuff. It's weird. Like the first season of Smallville is really weird.
Eats deer whole with a W. I thought you meant like eats deer whole.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds disgusting.
that is a disgusting porno that no one ever watched. That is what I just heard. No, yeah, she eats people and like things whole, like just like opens her mouth like a giant like anaconda. It was weird.
It's kind of like that movie. Wasn't there a movie with like Megan Fox? It was like a horror movie,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she was like supposed to be like super
Jennifer's
hot.
Body.
Jennifer's Body, yeah, and then she just like started eating dudes like
Yeah,
whole.
yeah. That movie, by the way, movie's terrible, but it has one of my favorite scenes of all time in it. It's so funny, but I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but it is hilarious.
It's
but
probably
not. Probably not, but it might be. I don't know, but it's Amanda Seyfried is in the movie with Megan Fox, and they're like best friends, but Megan Fox is like evil and stuff. So Amanda Seyfried is getting it on with her boyfriend, and she like starts having these visions of shit Megan Fox has been doing, so she starts like freaking out. Like, and the dude, and you just see like the shot of the dude's face, and he's just like, yeah. Like, it's awesome. It's so funny.
He thinks it's because of him.
Yeah,
It's absolutely not.
It's absolutely not, but he's just like, yeah, I'm killing it tonight. It's awesome. It is so funny. It chirps me out. Luke, you are being so quiet. What is going on with you?
Luke, let's vent your problems in life right here.
Yeah, go ahead,
On
man.
the
Throw it out
internet.
there.
Well, I had a terrible night of sleeping last night, to the point where
Were you having visions of Megan Fox?
probably
Okay.
they were visions of visions or whatever.
What?
Well, you need to be on your game because today, for those of you who don't know, me and Michael...
Which is everyone in the world.
Yeah, what? Well, yeah, and no one knows about this. But I'm telling the people now. I'm telling the people now because we do have a problem that maybe the listeners can solve. Dear loyal listeners, me and Michael are acting in a... That's not loud at all, Luke. Me and Michael are acting in this script that Luke wrote. And it is about these two people who go on dates, but their brains are going to be... Like, you know how people's brains rush when they are on, like, you know, like talking to the opposite sex? They're going to be actually manifested by another person. So Michael is going to be playing one person, I'm going to be playing his brain. And then they go on, like, a first date. Now, here's the deal. And there's also two girls. I mean, you know, whatever, same thing. But obviously, we're not.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's
Two
not
girls,
that, it's not
one
that
brain.
important. But basically, there's two people on a date, and their brains are manifested as people, and they're going to be talking a lot. So it's supposed to be funny. It will be funny. But the thing I would like to throw out there is we cannot figure out a title for this freaking movie. So if anyone has any
I
ideas,
just gave it to you. Two girls, one brain.
That's dirty. If anyone,
I thought Meeting of the Minds was pretty good. Me and Ryan already had this discussion.
well, you and Ryan aren't me because I don't like that title.
But Jake, I just want to let you know that this is not your short film. So
No, that's true, but still, the title's terrible. Well, the first one was just awful, but I was wondering. Well,
it was a placeholder title.
Yeah, it's a placeholder title. But I wanted to throw this out there to the audience and potentially maybe in the comment section or maybe through whatever you could maybe
leave us a review on iTunes.
Yeah.
And, in your review.
In your review, throw in maybe a title of some sort or tweet Luke Baker at.
I don't have a Twitter.
Holy crap! All right, well,
man, how did you get that Twitter handle?
Yeah. Well, then tweet me at. Jake Jake Hutchison Hutchison 4, and then I will know about the titles that you are throwing at me.
You're the fourth Jake Hutchison in the entire world. That's
no,
really cool.
I literally signed up for it to find out about Indie Grits.
I was about to say, Jake, do you ever check Twitter?
I mean, I have notifications on my phone, so I mean, if I get a tweet, I will know it.
I have almost as many tweets, or I have like slightly more tweets than followers. I'm very inactive on Twitter.
Really, I am too. I
think I've literally understand Twitter. I don't know.
Well, let's air this out. What don't you understand about Twitter, Luke?
I don't know. Why does it have to be 140 characters?
Because it's quick.
It's quick.
So Luke doesn't understand text messages. You're beating this into the ground.
Okay, so I actually had to do I didn't do a project on it, but I had to do I researched some social media stuff for a class one time, and I was like, so why do people use Twitter? Because it literally does nothing. No other social media site other than I guess Snapchat now does things that Facebook doesn't do. So why do people start using stuff other than Facebook? And I was like, so I scrolled through Facebook, and in 30 seconds just of scrolling, I got through 21 Facebook posts, and on Twitter I got through 91.
Yeah,
it's just way more streamlined. You just get what you want way faster.
Yeah, it's a lot faster. I mean, it makes sense on some level.
One thing I do like is you get to see in celebrities and that kind of stuff. You get to hear from them personally. So not personally.
Yeah, it's become
or their whatever their PR team, but still, I mean,
it's not really the outlet to talk to your friends. It's the outlet to
Get your ideas out there.
Get news. It's honestly really useful for getting news and information.
Yeah.
I just never. I'm not.
Yeah. So I mean, I was just sending it out to the podcast listeners because I think I would like to hear titles. Maybe we can come up. Maybe the people on the world are a lot smarter than we are. So maybe someone can come up with something really.
When's
smart.
the last time Corey was on the podcast?
I don't know, but
a month ago, maybe.
All right, so
her,
Corey's mom, I was going to say, I don't know if she's probably not still listening anymore. If Corey hasn't been on in a month.
Not on.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, we give her a shout out every week.
Yeah.
It happens every
so
week.
If you have a title, Miss Drennan.
There's a picture of me eating with Maymaster crew, and Corey is there. And I just
wanted to comment?
Huh?
Did your mom comment on it?
My mom did. My mom liked the picture.
Ooh.
Well, there's a bunch of us. There's 8 of us in the picture. Hey, Corey's mom, moving on. So what else? I don't know. God, this Pokemon thing, it really has me just enamored.
You're just really you're really stuck on this, aren't you?
I just don't understand how that's so cool.
You can get it on your computer too.
Well, I don't give a crap. Well, but you have to be at your computer, and there's a lot cooler things you can do than playing Pokemon.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
That's literally the coolest thing you can do at any point in your life.
Have any of you played the newest ones? Those are weird.
No.
I don't like them.
I've never had a DS, so I borrowed my old roommate had an extra DS for whatever reason, but I played
an extra one. You just had to later.
Yeah, he just had a DS. I don't know. I think he actually stole it from. Anyway, so I play Sapphire but I don't know. I haven't played any of the new ones. It's getting too complicated for me.
Yeah, it's too much. There's too many Pokemon.
Yeah,
there's too many Pokemon, and and they all have weird things and
Jake
whatnot.
is showing us his phone of something that is not related to Pokemon. Never mind.
All right.
These are just they're props for the movie we're shooting today, and I wanted to show it to Luke, and then I figured y'all were all like, huh? So I figured I'd show it to everybody.
Kyle Hayden.
Nice. Thanks, Kyle Hayden, who made us shirts. Shout outs to Kyle Hayden, our
Cat-outs.
Shut up.
Our
cinematography buddy. Our cinematography / visual design buddy.
So I was wondering when I was reading this script, I was like, I don't really know how people are going to get that there are brains. And I was like, I hope it's not something like really over the top and heavy handed. Don't worry, it is.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the idea.
I mean, it would be confusing if you didn't have.
If you
something
didn't have a
like-
T-shirt that says Dave's brain.
It would be like they're weird. They just have their friends following them like crazy.
Yeah, that's
and
what
being
it said. That's
jerks.
what it read like in the script. I was like, people are just gonna think like that this dude is just really emotionally unstable and needs a friend to go on a date with him anytime he goes.
Well, the girl has a friend too.
Well, I know, so they're a perfect match for each other. Then they're both completely like.
Speaking of first dates, I was listening to this NPR story thing yesterday, and it was about how this guy, he was taught to be brutally honest with everything.
What's NPR?
Oh God,
Help
National
me.
Public Radio.
Yeah, I'll listen to that.
Wait, you don't know what NPR is?
Obviously.
You're on a podcast.
This is what they do.
What,
Like,
the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, they do.
Well,
I mean,
they
they've
do,
transitioned.
yeah.
They were National Public Radio, and they've transitioned. They do a lot of podcasts now.
National Public
but-
Podcast.
What?
NPP.
NPP.
I think that rolls off the tongue better. But sorry. But this guy was taught to never lie. So like when he would go on dates, he would think, or like he would say what everything was wrong with him, and then so she could judge. So she's like, "Well, I'm dirty. I'm blah blah blah. I'm blah blah blah," and so it would like freak out everybody. So he could never go on dates because he couldn't lie. It was basically like. What was that? The Theory of Lying or something?
The Invention of Lying?
Yeah.
That's a really good movie.
It is
Ricky
actually.
Gervais.
That actually is a
But I didn't
funny
think
movie.
that was
I don't
possible.
know if it's really good.
Like
It's funny.
where somebody was just like, I can't imagine just telling the truth the whole time. And like his parents are divorced, and they made them sit on like counseling to like watch their parents argue because they want like everything to be transparent and everything.
Well, there's a difference between never lying and like withholding some things.
Like lying
Like-
is not necessarily. I mean, it depends on the situation
Well,
where
it becomes
lying.
rude. Too.
But like like just because you don't lie doesn't mean you have to just say whatever's in your head in that moment.
Yeah, like you can still not lie and have a filter. Like there are some things that pop into your head that like you probably shouldn't say. Like, you know, if she's looking hot, you shouldn't be like, you know what I think? We should just go back to my place and bang one out real quick. Like you probably shouldn't do that. Like that's not acceptable.
That's what's interesting about that about the Invention of Lying is that in the beginning, I think it's Jennifer Gardner.
It's Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, so she like
Of course she's in that movie.
they're going on a date at the beginning of that movie, and she's just like, there's one line that I remember where she's just like, no, yeah, I'm probably gonna go home and masturbate after this.
Yeah, because in that movie they just don't have filters.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
don't
about
withhold
not
anything.
lying.
Yeah.
It's just like they don't have filters. They literally say whatever comes to their head, and it's just like this is kind of crazy. But I don't know. I guess that would be kind of weird if you like went on a date with somebody and he's just like, you know. What, I don't know. I don't want to say
Hey
anything.
Jake, let's figure out the things that you would never say.
I don't-
say about yourself.
I mean, I don't want to do that.
There you go.
There's a reason I withhold things. But I don't know. That would be weird and unsettling.
Well,
And-
that's probably why he never got a date or never got a stable girlfriend until he was like 35.
Did it turn into a reality show? This sounds
No,
like it
but-
has like TLC written
No,
all over
but
it.
in the end, like he eventually he like before he went on a date or whatever, he would write down what he should not say. So he made sure like don't say this before we go on the date because the people don't like that. And to the point like where he still like pops out now, but he's like trained himself to like have a filter.
It's almost like
Well, how socially awkward is this human being? That
He's
he
not
never had
socially
a
awkward.
filter?
He's like really friendly and everything.
It's almost
but he's
like-
just like he throws out everything.
it's almost like Tourette's.
Yeah,
Like he just doesn't have
It's word vomit.
the ability to like keep things in.
yeah, it's word vomit. He just
It's like
throws it out
that.
anyway.
It's like there's an episode of South Park where Cartman has he
I
starts
watched that.
he starts
Oh my
he
gosh.
starts
That
pretending
was-
to have Tourette's so that he can try and get on TV.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and so also
Oh,
so
yeah.
that in class he can say like really bad things about Jews and like get away with it. And then he like actually starts developing like Tourette's and he
yeah.
starts like talking about how
yeah, that's South Park's so funny.
Yeah.
It's such a funny show. I mean, it's a horrible show. On
Oh my
a lot
God!
of
They
levels.
killed Kenny.
you bastards! John Manigo coming in with the save. Well done. But yeah,
And I was like, have you ever seen the documentary about them? It's called 6 Days to Air.
No.
Where a lot of times like they get behind on their schedule like early in the season, and so they're literally going, they're like concept writing, animation, acting, editing in 6 days. The episode airs and it's like, all right, what are we doing for the next one?
That's crazy.
And I was listening to a podcast with Bill Hader, who's like worked on has written with them for a couple seasons, and he said, they're just so like. He said, I've never been funnier than, like, me and my friends in high school. And, like, that's the vibe that they keep in their writer's room. Is it's just, like, what makes us laugh? Let's just do that. Yeah. And they've had episodes, like, he said they threw out the show airs on Wednesday. They threw out an episode on Monday. And said, start over. This isn't working. And they were like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, it's like,
and it just worked, like, just 2 straight days just through, let's make an episode.
I couldn't imagine. The hard part's the animation. It's not the...
Well, like, they have to...
I feel like the hard part is the writing. And, like,
think?
let's make this funny in, like, a couple days. And let's do it 15 weeks in a row.
Yeah, because they just don't sleep.
Yeah.
Like, they must have...
They
must not
I don't
sleep.
know how they do that. That's
It's
crazy.
like 10 weeks now. They do 10 weeks every year. They used to do, like, 7 every, like, half year, whatever, 6 months.
Like 14. Like
Now they get paid a ton, though. I bet they're getting...
Oh, yeah.
Well, now they got their Broadway
Book of
thing.
Mormon,
I've heard that shit. I've heard that play.
I saw that. It was amazing.
Magnificent. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really great.
Well, I feel like that's what Seth MacFarlane is doing. It's honestly like a business strategy. Like a strategy in business is you have cash cows, and then you use those to like that just keep bringing in money, and then you take flyers on stuff that might do well. And so like he just like Family Guy at this point is just a money sucker, so that he can like fund his singing career and like all this other movies. He does like big band like jazz like Sinatra style. He's really good too.
Yeah, he's a talented guy. I will say that.
I had a free when I bought my car. I had a free when I bought my car. I had a subscription to satellite radio that like whoever, it was a used car, so whoever was just paying for it and didn't realize it. They recently realized, which is really unfortunate for me.
Yeah.
But I was listening to the Sinatra station like over Christmas, and he was hosting it and like doing his favorite songs, and then he played some of his songs, and he's like really good.
Yeah, he's a talented dude. I will say that that's one of my favorite parts. One of my favorite bits on Family Guy at the end of episode 3 of the Star Wars, and they're just like they're just bitching about Seth MacFarlane and how they split up they only do 10 episodes a year. He didn't even write them, and they put those 10 episodes on 5 different DVDs. And, like, it's funny. He's like, and it's all the Seth MacFarlane characters arguing with everyone else.
Because it's Seth Green is on that show, and he does Robot Chicken, and so like in the first one at the end they're like, didn't Robot Chicken do this like
6 months ago?
6 months ago, a Star Wars episode?
I don't think anyone watches that show.
Is that on Cartoon Network?
That's on. That's not on a real network. And even in the end, it's gotten to the point. Like it had gotten to the point that even in the third Star Wars, like while they're fighting, the thing they use to make Chris like snap to fight is picking on Seth Green.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I'm just like, and then they get to the end, and the 3 non-Seth MacFarlane characters are picking on Seth MacFarlane. The other 3 are defending him. It's pretty.
How much money? I don't know how many episodes she's still in. I haven't watched Family Guy for like the past 3 seasons, maybe. But how much are they paying Mila Kunis at this point? To take someone who's that big of a star.
She might do it as like a charity kind of thing.
Well, no. You don't give charity to Fox. They must be paying her like a ton.
I'm sure they pay her a decent amount, but like they probably don't pay her.
Because that's kind of. I mean, she was on that '70s show, but that's also like where she picked up steam because she did Robot Chicken too. She did voice on that.
She does that all the time.
Yeah,
they all do a lot of.
Yeah, and then she did Family Guy too. So that
cast on Robot Chicken, it is insane.
Yeah.
What they probably do is they just record it all like in 3 months. Like they
she's probably in the studio for like 2 days.
Yeah, you go.
That's
Well,
what they do with Archer.
They go in and they do when they do
voice acting.
I know a bunch about voice acting. Like the way they do it is they generally go in the mornings and they have to be out by 5 p.m. So like they work for the day, but they can do multiple episodes in a day, or like they'll do just come in and do 1 episode a day for because you got to think there's only how many episodes a season.
Maybe max of like 22.
Yeah, so if it's 22, you work you work 1 month. You come in, do an episode, leave, and then you just do it again the next day, and you just do it for like a month, and boom, you have your whole season done. So it's like, and it's not like it's like super labor intensive, like super hard work. I mean, as far as like physically,
It's hard.
It is hard. It's so you have to be good at it, but it's not like you're at the end.
It's not a big physical. Like it's not like shooting a
physically.
movie where it's like, all right, now let's let these guys come onto a location and set up for 3 days and get all the set right and the lot. Like
I think it's
physically
even more
draining like
crazy. Video games. There's like maybe 3 voice actors that literally do everything. I don't know if you guys heard of Troy Baker. Like, he did a bunch in like he did The Last of Us.
Yeah, he's
Penguin.
a really good voice actor.
Like if like any like video game in the past like 5 years, he was probably in it as
I think
some
he did.
voice.
Is he the voice on Uncharted?
No, that's Nolan North.
That's Nolan North.
And actually,
he's
the
another
next
big
the
voice
next
actor.
Uncharted, both of them are going to be in it too.
I think he was Superman at some point.
Oh yeah.
He does a bunch of superheroes. He's in Lego.
Maybe I don't know who he was. I feel like Nolan. Nolan North always plays one character, but I can't remember who it is. I want to say it's Superman. That
Saints Row too.
One of the voice actors that I was so surprised. Like a lot of people, you don't realize they have like a small movie career maybe, and then they go on to have like a really big voice acting career. Mark Hamill. He's done every video game ever made, basically.
Huge voice acting career.
Yeah,
crazy.
He was also Batman in the 90s. He did the animated series.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows he's the voice of the Joker for most people.
The Joker.
Yeah. He's the Joker. Nolan North. I'm trying to find out. He was in Uncharted too, but I don't know who he was.
I think Nolan North was in
Halo.
That's
Nathan Drake. He voices Nathan Drake.
That's what he just asked, and you were like, "No, oh yeah, oh."
No, I asked if Troy Baker did it.
He did. Okay, Luke did. Luke said, "Yeah." He's done Batman a few times. Nolan North has been Batman a few times.
Oh, okay.
That's why I know his name. But I mean, he's the Batman that's not Kevin Conroy.
He was also the voice actor in Assassin's Creed. He was Desmond Miles.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Tara Strong, my personal favorite.
Oh yeah.
Voice actress.
She's a very odd parents. Milo.
She was in a ton. Dude, there's a voice she does.
Oh, and then he played himself in Saints Row 4. So many people played themselves in Saints Row 4. I love when that. That was so funny.
In that game, like it's just called the Nolan North voice.
Yeah,
that's just what it's
called. It's weird because like Tara Strong was freaking Ben 10. Which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a really attractive woman played like.
Yeah, it's really funny when you find out like characters like the girl who I feel like we might have talked about this on a podcast before, but the girl who played Tommy Pickles was like on The Voice.
Yeah, and she was like was it bad? I can't remember.
No, I mean she was pretty good, but you could like hear it.
Oh,
like
really?
I sat down in the office and someone was like, who is this? Like who like what voice is this? And she started singing and I was like, that's Tommy Pickles.
Tommy Pickles.
And he was like, what?
Yeah, it's like Tommy Pickles.
But yeah, and then like Bart Simpson is like a middle-aged woman.
Yeah. She's been I don't know how old she is now.
She was like 40 when I found that out, and that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's been doing
that's
that. They've been doing
impressive
that
that she
like
could still do that voice. Like, I feel like he would lose it eventually.
It's kind of interesting to like watch old episodes of shows like that, like Family Guy and The Simpsons and stuff, and see and hear like how the voices have changed like over the years.
I remember Mila Kunis' voice changed a little bit.
Yeah, well, because she probably started doing that when she was a teenager.
Well, Mila Kunis wasn't the first Meg.
Yeah, the first.
She wasn't?
No, the first. If you ever watch the first season of Family Guy, Meg sounds notably different, and it's because it's a different actress. It's Lacey Chabert from. She was Gretchen in Mean Girls. The girl. Yeah. She was the first Meg and left due to.
Creative differences.
It was like I think I want to say it was like a religion thing. Like she. Felt like the things they did were very like. Anti-religious, especially in the first.
She didn't know what she was getting into.
Yeah, especially like the first season where they have like death cults and like there's like a death cult.
Yeah,
one
that's
episode.
a really good episode.
Yeah, it's funny, but yeah,
where like Stewie thinks like that the doctor's coming to like put him back in the womb. On his
it's
first
one of those, and
yeah.
like there's the death cult. Meg goes off and joins this cult. Is it the same episode?
Yeah,
but
because the leader of the cult like comes to their house at the end and Stewie like kills him.
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, they do that. So I mean, there has been a different Meg. And I mean, shows change, but yeah, there was a different Meg.
It's always voice is different. It's really interesting on like sitcoms and stuff when like halfway through the show they'll recast. Like they're like one of the big ones is. Yeah, well, they killed off the character. There's some like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when they like got a different mom.
Yeah, different
come in
mom
like halfway through the show, and it's like they didn't even like it's not a new character. Like in 2.5 Men, it was a new character. Like sometimes they'll just like throw a new person in there and be like. All right, this is her now.
Yeah,
you're supposed to know. I remember one of my other TV shows. They were just like, "Who's this guy?" It's like, "Oh," you kind of like put it together. It's like that would be cool if like they could have some explanation there or something.
Yeah, Now you got me thinking about black sitcoms. I'm thinking about Family Matters right now.
Family Matters. That was a great show.
You know, I've decided that Family Matters was a spinoff of Die Hard. Yeah. Because Carl Winslow was the cop in Die Hard, and that's actually his home life. But his home life happens to be a sitcom instead of a drama.
Did you guys see the Key and Peele thing with the Family Matters? No. Oh, I gotta show you this after. It's so good. It's so.
Really? I like
basically Urkel runs everything. Like he's like the person who controls the producer and everything. Because what's-a-majig, like the cop guy was getting mad that he's like, I'm not even in the episode. What is this? And he's like, you can't make Urkel mad. He's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I mean,
it's also funny that
Peele has good stuff, but they have they're so hit and miss for me.
I think they're really funny. But Jaleel White, who played Urkel, was like the most suave man in the universe in real life. Like, it's so fun. I don't know if he like tried to be that way because he wanted to shake.
He was also in the Giant Shark Mega Octopus sequel.
Oh, was he?
He was the main character.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Everyone's heard about Giant Shark Mega Octopus. This is a horrible movie with all these it's atrocious. But there's a sequel. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Giant Shark vs. Mega Croc or something. Yeah. And Jaleel White is the main character in the sequel. And I was like, holy crap, what's Urkel doing here? But he looks like Jaleel White, so he looks like this suave.
Can anyone explain to me why there's a Y in sci-fi channel?
They changed it.
Yeah, they changed it. Why is that?
Some branding thing. They couldn't copyright the term sci-fi as it originally was.
Oh, so they couldn't protect their trademark because it's like a genericized. Shout out to that Alarm.
Yeah, shout outs to the Alarm and WSC who is playing us music right now. So if you can hear that, you can thank them for what they're doing.
Yeah, we just got a nice soundtrack.
Yeah, we just got a nice little it's just a little undertone of the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's our outro music.
Yeah, it's our episode.
Can that Alarm be the soundtrack for the podcast? Like the intro music or something?
No, we'll just play it. We'll record it and then we'll just play it under the entire time.
We need somebody to compose an intro for us.
We could.
If you're a composer out there.
1080C has a composer.
Who's that?
It's one of Dave's friend who is a composer. Like that's what he does. He composes like music. So it's like we have a guy who will do it.
Have they ever done it?
Huh?
Have you guys
We haven't used him, but we can whenever we want. Like I'm gonna get him to do. I wrote this movie. Another tentative title, but I'm just gonna call it Vengeance right now. That I wrote, and he's gonna do the score for it.
Sounds original.
Well, the original title.
The title, I mean.
Yeah. Well, the original title everyone hates. So.
What's the original title?
Justice or Vengeance was the original title.
Oh wow, that's way worse. You're right.
Yeah, it's way worse. So I mean, it's a tentative title. We're still figuring out. If there's one thing I'm bad at writing, it is titles.
I hate titles.
God, I am awful at titles.
Cinematography stuff, like I can't.
In fact, my original title on Flask was like 15 words long. Yeah, it was so long. Everyone was like,
it was just the first 4 lines of the script.
It wasn't the first.
It's like a thing that like Word does, where it's like if you don't put in like a file name, it just does the first sentence as the file name.
Of the file name. That was a pretty egregious title. And then somebody was like Flask, and we were like, oh, that's the name now. So check that out on YouTube.com/ SGTV at USC.
Jam out, bro.
Yeah,
John, can you hear that? I'm like,
no.
Everybody be quiet for a second. Wait.
Okay.
All right, so Fridays from 4 to 6, you can tune into WUSC 90.5 FM in Columbia and listen to Columbia Beat, and they do live music every Friday.
That's the plan.
Didn't they just nobody happened to watch the roast of Justin Bieber?
I was just talking about that.
Yeah,
really? Yeah. Bring it up. Talk about it.
I saw it on Monday, and it was really like they got some really dark at parts. Like they kept making ISIS jokes, and it was like,
wow. Well, here's all I have to say about Justin Bieber.
That was a good roast.
The only roast I want to watch is the roast where, like, a pro boxer just punches him in the face repeatedly until none of us have to deal with Justin Bieber.
I don't know if you know what a roast is, but it's not that. That's assault and battery.
Well, that is what I want to see. I'm sorry, but I hate Justin Bieber. That kid is a douche. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand him as a person.
Have you met him?
Huh? No, I don't need to.
What if he's a lovely person and he just has very poor handlers who make him have this public image?
Well,
because you have to believe Miley Cyrus is not like that in real life.
No,
she's not.
Like
stupid.
It's so much of a face.
She knows what she's doing. She's smart. No, the thing I don't like about Bieber is the one story I heard that made me hate this little fuck, was when he was hauling ass up and down his street when someone in his new little sports car. Problem is, he lives in this gated community with a bunch of rich white people that have like kids and shit. So they're out there, you know, their kids are trying to play in the front yard in this gated community that's supposed to be nice. He's driving like 90 miles an hour up and down this road, and the dude walks up to him and is like, "Hey, Bieber, can you please not go that fucking fast up and down a road? You might kill one of my children." And instead of going, "Yeah, my bad," because he has money, he's like, "Oh, I can take this to a racetrack." Instead of doing that, what did he do? He spit in the motherfucker's face, and when he tried to do something to him, he was like, "Bodyguards, don't let him do nothing to me." And it was just like, Bieber, I cannot stand that prick.
It's Dark Jake here.
I'm sorry, but any person that's gonna spit in someone's face better be a man enough to be able to take the repercussions of that action. Or either that. The problem is, if I was one of his bodyguards and he spits in a grown man's face, I'm gonna go, "Sorry, dog. Like, you up. Like, you better be able to defend yourself." Because I don't like that.
And we're back from
Makes
that
me
part of
angry.
the podcast. We just completely cut out.
Why?
Because every third word was like bleeped.
Yeah.
Well,
At that point,
it's not like we haven't done that before with Darth Luke, who is worse than me, by the way.
I wasn't there for that
you were
podcast.
doing run for my money on that one.
Yeah, that
But
was,
I don't like. That's why I don't like Bieber. Now, I mean, I don't like Kanye West because he just annoys me. But I don't really.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wish ill will
Kanye
for-
West is another smart person.
Well, he just annoys me.
no, he's not. He's complete. Have you ever heard him speak?
Yeah.
He sounds like the dumbest idiot you've ever heard.
Bro,
I-
I think he
once
might have
again-
like autism or something. I don't mean
really?
that mean. I'm not trying to be mean though. Like he just seems.
No,
really,
we're like concerned
distant,
for his
like,
health. Like,
you know.
yeah, it's a real concern.
Yeah,
He makes
I don't like
pretty
him
good
either.
music, so
Ah,
I
it's
like his
overrated.
music.
But he's part of my God test.
What's that?
My God test?
Yeah.
You haven't heard about my God test?
No.
All right, here's my God test. You put all the Kardashians and Jenners into a plane, along with Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Kanye West, and like put them all on a plane. If the plane takes off and lands, we still have questions. But if it takes off and that fucker crashes and everybody dies, I'm back in church on Sunday morning, baby. There you go. That's my God test. That's how you, because you can never tell. You know, we can't tell. That's my God test.
Yeah, now the music's kicking in. Here
And
we
with
go.
with that, I want to say, Corey's mom, we love you and thank you for listening. If you're still listening, and for John Manigo, Michael Duggan, our sound engineer John Dowdy, Luke Baker, and Jake Hutchison.
Can I get like a postscript about sound engineering, because I just like taught John how to do it like 20 minutes ago, 43 minutes ago. Why? Like, we were doing fine.
We were
before
doing
that.
good without that.
Well,
And that's not your thing. That's John Dowdy's thing.
Yeah.
And if
Well,
he's not doing
he
it,
was-
stop.
he was lacking on it. I had to pick up the pieces.
We don't need an air horn. But I would just like to say thanks for listening and check out our work at youtube.com/SGTV at USC. And we'll see you next week, folks.
Let the sweet sound stylings of Columbia B take it away.
So you're feeling it. You're like, all right, I just want to. I'm in class, so I'm like, great. The bathroom's not gonna be full. I have all the bathroom myself. I walk in, there's nobody there, and the